Hey folks, so this is just a brief little update to the video that I made earlier. This is in regards to the object transfer program that I put together. So I'll give you just a brief overview of it, and then I'll show you what the updates are. So the brief overview is that you're able to transfer objects from one chart to the next and across multiple data streams. So again, if you were to turn this off, and then you were to use the TradeStation's native ability to share objects like so, just double click on the background, click share drawing objects. You draw the object and it only transfers to the first data stream, even though all other two data streams are also the same ticker. Okay, so it only works for the one data stream. All right, so again, you can, move it around, you can change the color, you can do all kinds of things, and it will track. So what you want to do, we'll go and we'll turn that off. And because there's, like I said, Discord member that wanted a program, I don't want to say, I didn't get in over my head, but it took a long time. So anyway, this project will be available for others to download at my site. Okay. Visit the Buy Me a Coffee link for more details. All right, so when we turn on the script, you see for one, it saved that information, right? So I drew the rectangle earlier and it saved that information. It saved it into AppStorage. And then if I turn this one on, it saves it in AppStorage as well. So that was one correction or adjustment that we needed to make. When you reload the chart, go in here and I don't reload my charts often, but he mentioned that, sometimes charts reload or the program or the workspace reloads. And so you need to be able to have access to the previously stored drawings. And I said, you know what, that makes sense. But it took a lot more programming to make it happen. I'll tell you that. Okay, so with mine, like I said, you can go in here and you can change the color, change the position. You can change the position from either data stream that it's on. Okay, and say on this last data stream down here, let's see, hopefully we can just change one. We're going to change the bottom data stream to NQU. Okay, so that bottom data stream is now NQU, and you see that these drawings don't show up on that data stream because it's not the same ticker. Okay, but we still have access and control over the rest of our objects. And like I said, with the exception before, we weren't able to do this. So the adjustment that I made, and these are the 4 drawing objects you have access to: the horizontal line. I should have went ahead and done the vertical line. I typically don't use a vertical line that much, but you know what? I should probably add that. So we have the ellipse, we have the trend line, we have the rectangle, and we have the horizontal line. And again, we can change colors and all that kind of stuff on these. Okay. All right. So that being said, it doesn't show up on data streams that you don't want it to show up on. Okay. And like I said, the new ability was to not only just to reload the data, but then also I've got it set up to where you can save the workspace. And then when you close this down, we'll close the workspace. And then when you open it back up, it will have saved to AppStorage, and then it'll pull everything back up for you. Okay. Like I said, the only caveat here, at least for this, is the color of obviously the rectangle. Right, you saw that the color there, because it's not the default color. The color will just stay the default color until you make a small change. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I could change the programming to where anytime you click on the object, it could update the object, and that way you could get the color immediately. I haven't done that. I don't know if this is going to be a big deal. People be really interested in this program or not. And so if they are, and there's some need for it, then I can go and do that. But for right now, we've got what we need. Okay. Now the only other thing is the ability to delete the objects. So I was having trouble getting the objects to save because I left the main object on the main data stream. Okay. That being, oh, there's one other piece. So the one piece is if you want a multi-data stream like this. So let me show you. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. And then I'm going to switch these. Okay, but it should still give our ES information because everything was saved to data storage. So I'm going to make this one down here. I'm going to make this one down here. The lower chart, it will be the sender. It will be the main chart. Okay, and then this one up here will be the receiver. Okay. All right, so now if I draw something here, it shows up here, right? But it doesn't show up on NQ. Now, if I have another data stream up top here, NQU25, if I want this, instead of ES, it's showing up on ES, I just have to click. I have to click on this data stream. You see the dot show up? I have to click on that data stream. That lets the program know that we are referencing NQ, right? So if you want to reference one versus another, especially if you have maybe both of your tickers on one axis, then you're going to need to tell the program which one you want to reference. Okay, and so that's how you do that. You just click on the one, you click on it first, and then when you draw it, it goes to ES. Okay, or if we click on NQ, then when we draw, it goes to NQ. Very cool, right? All right, let's see. I think that's it. I am curious though, from when I flip these around, if I flip them back around, wow, that is freaking cool. That is cool. So that app storage looks like it's specific to the study and to the chart. So then when we go back and we put that as receiver, now we got a whole different setup based on which one yeah, that's cool. That's cool. All right, well, so if you have any questions about this one, let me know. But oh, and then one other thing is, I don't think I mentioned it yet. So to delete these, because in order to draw these over, because we needed to save everything in the app storage so that we could do this, so that we could communicate across saving the workspace and turning the program on and off, and it still saves everything. These actually became a part of the study. Okay, so if I try to delete this, it says, do you want to delete the study, right? So I do need to be able to delete these just in case I've got the wrong object or the wrong location. I need to be able to delete these. So in order to delete these, and you can't just click it and click delete, or you can't right click it and hit remove. Okay, so what you have to do, I set it up so that you just hit the control button. You can either hit control and hold it and press click the object, or there's a short timer on it, which is a 1/4 second. So you just hit control, and you can see I have my computer set up that when I hit the control button, it gives me that that circle. Okay, so I just hit control and then really quickly tap the object. Okay, there we go. But I mean, it's a 1/4 second, so you kind of almost need to do it simultaneously. I mean, I could put an input to allow you that time to be a little greater, so you can have more flexibility with that. Maybe I should move it to 1/2 second. Anyway, that's it, folks. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. But this has been, I don't know. This has been one of my more complex indicators, and I hope you like it. Oh, and one other thing before I go. There was some question about how to get this this indicator running. Okay, so in order to get it running, you're going to need to go to Edit Studies, and then you're going to need to put in the password. Okay, if you don't put in the right password, it will kick you out. It'll say incorrect password. Okay, stop calculation has been thrown. All right, so that's how you get into it. Okay, guys, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.